Okay, we are up on both. Now, that's great. Awesome. Good to see. Hey. Oh, what a stressful 5 minutes that can be sometimes when things just don't work right. Go right back and start from square one. So, anyway, I'm good to see that we're up on YouTube and Facebook both now. Hello, everybody. Thanks for being patient with us.
All I see is our sign.
Where?
St. John Astronomy Show sign.
Huh? Yeah, no, there we are. We're live.
Oh, yeah, we're live. Don't be saying that.
No, maybe it's my system.
Reload.
No, Lisa says hello again.
Yep, hello again, everybody. Yeah. Okay, all good now.
All right.
Okay, let's go back to, let's pretend that we didn't do that part, and we'll just pretend that we're starting our show. Yay! Okay. Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Sunday night offering of astronomy outreach for July the 24th, the Sunday Night Astronomy Show. Yay! I'll do it.
How many more times are you going to do that?
Nancy says, is it too foggy at Saints Rest tonight to view the satellites? It might be, Nancy. I'm looking out the window myself right now, and it does look like the fog's rolling in pretty quickly. So I think we're going to be out of luck tonight.
There's where you need that fog filter.
That's it. Our old friend, Mr. Fog, is back. My name is Chris Kerwin. I'm the creator of the social media channels known as Astronomy by the Bay, and I'm an amateur astronomer as well, and a member of the Royal Astronomical Society of Canada, the New Brunswick chapter. First of all, I'd like to welcome back my two regular co-hosts, fellow RAS member, Mr. Mike Powell from the PFO Observatory here in St. John. Welcome, Mike.
Hey.
Welcome back, Mike, I'll say. And I'd like to welcome back our other regular co-host, and fellow RAS member, Mr. Paul Owen from the Moon Shadow Observatory in beautiful Hampton, New Brunswick. Welcome, Paul.
Hello.
Let's get started back again what we were going to do. On tonight's episode of the Sunday Night Astronomy Show, stand under the summer night sky and you can quickly be in awe of the many stars, views of the Milky Way, and more. And it can also be, though, very intimidating and confusing for the beginner who is looking to just develop a new appreciation for what they're viewing. Well, we've all been there, and haven't you guys? Many times. It doesn't have to be complicated. In tonight's discussion segment, we'll reveal our 6 best tips for beginners to help get you and your family more acquainted with the night sky. 6. That's before and 2. Okay. Also tonight, Bino Bud has promised to return with another timely binocular target of the week, and Mike will give us another method to save astronomy dollars in his Mike Guyver segment. Paul will be delivering another interesting episode of Rosanna's Fun Facts, and he has another idea to share in his astrophotography tip of the week. I'll be offering a quick view of what to look for in our night sky. Not a whole lot happening this week, but doesn't matter. Fog's out anyway tonight. And I'll have all of your...
You know what? I was reading one of our comments, and there's a potential tornado in northern New Brunswick.
I hear that. Yeah.
There's lots happening.
There is, yes. Yeah. But not in astronomy.
Take cover.
Hide that telescope. Okay. Yeah, don't be out with your dog tonight. Your dog either. I'll offer a quick view of what to look for in the night sky, and I'll have your wonderful photo submissions to share as well. So another busy show we have on our hands, and we're starting a little bit late, so we're going to try to get through our parts pretty quickly. This is a family-friendly, interactive live broadcast. So for those of you joining us from my YouTube channel or Facebook page, we're happy to try and answer all of your astronomy questions here in real time as well. And of course, we'd like to welcome all of those who have been joining us through the local Rogers TV network. Thank you for your support. Rogers and customers. Hey. So let's get started again with tonight's program and a look at our top 6 tips for beginning astronomers.
Yeah.
Yay. Okay. Mike, you're up.
Oh, okay.
I just picked. Random pick.
But okay.
Yep.
Tip number 1: before you buy a telescope, buy a set of binoculars. You know why? These can be used for everything. Binoculars, you can't beat them. Can you hear me? Am I loud, clear? Awesome. Like, everybody comes up to me and says, you know, what should I get for a telescope? What should I get for a telescope? And commonly I say, if you don't enjoy sitting on your back deck for endless hours with a pair of binoculars looking at the night sky, don't waste your time buying a telescope. But right off the bat, if you want something good to view the night sky with, a pair of binoculars is a heck of a place to start. Number 1, you're looking with both eyes in stereo, so it's that much more awesome. You got a wide field of view, not like a telescope where you're more zoomed in. There's objects that you can see with binoculars. You can see the whole object that you cannot see with a telescope. And I don't care what kind of scope you got, unless it's you paid a lot of money for it. But you want to see the Pleiades cluster, the only way to look at it really and see the whole thing is a pair of binoculars. You want to see the double cluster to catch the whole thing, you know, you can see it in a pair of binoculars. You want to see Andromeda Galaxy, the whole thing, you know, through visual, my guess would be you got to use a pair of binoculars. So in my opinion, if you're starting out in astronomy and you want to start looking around the night sky, before you choose a telescope, get yourself a good pair of binoculars. And then go out and see if you actually enjoy the night sky. And if you don't, well, you can still use the binoculars for birding, or you can use them for, you know, beach watching, whatever it is you like to do. So that was one tip is binoculars over telescopes. I would buy a set of binoculars first before you run out and choose what you want to get for a telescope. The other item I wanted to talk to you about was the difference between, or, you know, the advantages or disadvantages between a manual mount and a go-to mount. Now, everybody thinks nowadays go-to is the greatest thing since sliced bread. Well, I'll tell you what, it can be annoying as heck. Number one, go-to mounts are a lot more expensive. Just right off the bat, it's going to cost you more because you're paying for motors and you're paying for a hand pad and software and other things like that. What do you want to do with your telescope? If you're doing visual only and you don't plan on doing any kind of astrophotography, just simple, you know, looking through the eyepiece and viewing, your best bet is to buy a manual mount like a Dob. You get large aperture and a Dobsonian. It's simple push-pull. And the money you save from buying a go-to scope, you can buy more aperture and a Dobsonian. And it's excellent, excellent, excellent to learn the night sky and find your way around without having to use go-to. Excuse me. Go-to, on the other hand, if you plan on doing any kind of astrophotography, is a must. You have to have a tracking scope for any kind of long exposure astrophotography. Even if you're only shooting 30 seconds through a scope, unless you are guiding and using a tracking mount, you're not going to get a shot. So go-to is great for astrophotography. It's great if you don't want to learn the night sky. You just want the scope to run around and go to a point that you want to look at. I think manual is better for learning the night sky. You'll get better views if that's all you want to do is view, because you'll be able to afford larger aperture, which is going to give you better views. Go-to, you have to have a battery pack that goes with it. You have to make sure it's charged. You have a possibility of wires hanging down and getting caught up. There is a lot of disadvantages, as far as I'm concerned, to go-to scopes, unless you want to spend a lot of money and move maybe into astrophotography later on using the same equipment. Just visual viewing, you want to see some planets or see the moon as well. You can photograph the moon through a Dob with your phone now, and you don't need all this fancy go-to stuff to do that. So it's your choice, but I think if you're going to do just visual and not astrophotography, definitely want to go with a manual mount. I think they're better. You get more bang for the buck. You'll get a larger aperture for the amount of money you would have spent. On the other side, if you want to do astrophotography, go ahead and get yourself a go-to mount, because you're going to need it to do any kind of long-term astrophotography. And that's pretty much the only difference between the two, is what you want to do with it. So that's my speech.
Awesome. Thanks, Mike. No, great points. All great points. And beginners, listen up, because this is what we've seen in our past that will hopefully save you some money down the road as well, right? That's the whole idea. Yeah. Spend your money wisely, and like any other hobby, I guess it takes time to get to know it. Paul stepped away, so maybe I'll start with my little segment, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're listening.
Okay. I'm going to talk a little bit about resources that are available. That's going to pop up here in the wrong screen, of course, first of all, but I got to move it. Let's get it back up to here. And first I'll get rid of those. Okay. So I know that a lot of us can be looking around for resources on the internet and what's the best apps to use, that kind of thing. So astronomy, sorry. I typed this yesterday after my 24-hour night out. my 6 kilometer walk home. Anyway, let's call it astronomy, but useful apps maybe we'll talk about first. So you guys are all aware of these anyway. Please shout out there, guys, if you want to. Stellarium, of course, we've preached about this a lot. Anytime I put up a post about something happening in the night sky, I'll always use Stellarium as the go-to drawing or diagram to bring up. Stellarium is probably the most powerful freeware program that you're going to find to do with astronomy. There's also a Stellarium Web version as well. So over here, there's a Stellarium Web. So you can go to stellarium.org and click on that one, and you can actually have a web version available if you don't want to download it, or if you're on your phone and you want to just look up something quickly. I've done it many times from work, like look at lunchtime and see what's coming up at night. So that's an option to you. But when you download this program, there are lots of tutorials out there to teach you on it. Actually, RASC has a set of tutorials on the go right now that you can sign up for to learn more about Stellarium. But it's a very powerful freeware program, and I highly recommend it. I'll just leave it at that. It's probably my #1 choice. Sky Portal, Mike, you can talk a little bit about this one, I guess. A mobile app. Celestron have come up with this one, and it's not only used for viewing the night sky, but also use it for your Wi-Fi module if you want to control your telescope. So it's another very highly rated app that's out there. A third one would be Google Sky Map. This one actually has a lot of high reviews on it as well, 490,000 reviews. But it brings up a sky map that you can basically move around the sky with your palm, with your app, with your phone. Same thing with Skyview Lite. I'm trying to bring up free versions here as well. That Skyview Google one, I think, is a couple of bucks. Skyview Lite is free. Here again, it draws the constellations as you're moving your phone around the sky, so it does help you to learn when you're out in the field. On top of that, Polar Finder, if anybody has an EQ type mount, you're going to want to know where North Star is, right? So this is, you guys are the guys who were educated in this part. I'm always an Alt-Az guy myself, visual guy, but I think I set up that EQ mount twice. Once when I was by myself, and then once on a show here to show people how to use it. Yeah. Anyway, Paul and Mike can talk a lot more about how to polar align using a program like this, but there's $1.19 to buy, so it can't be that hard. It's $1.19.
It's actually the easiest app you'll ever use for polar alignment, and it works very well.
Awesome. Okay. All-in-one app. This is from Photopills. Paul, you're going to talk a bit about that, so I'm not going to really get into this.
Okay.
But that was one of the ones I brought up as an app. Okay, let's go to some websites now, maybe. Actually, this should have been the next slide first. There it is. Useful. That's place to go back one. And the one I would bring up, probably the most important to probably us right around here, not just the RASC-NB site, but also the St. John Astronomy Club. Our local club and our website designer, Jim, has put together an amazing page here with all kinds of links. Like each of these are links that take you to drop-down menus, and then down the left and right-hand side, there's all kinds of menus as well. More information there than you could deal with in an evening for sure. So he has a pile of information available on that page. Here's some of the things like on the left-hand side here. Talked about links, sky to glance, for the next week. Timeanddate.com, heavens above. These are some of the ones I'm just going to show here, but some of the sites that he thinks are useful links as well. They have a monthly calendar here. Here's a talk about the Mount Carleton Star Party coming up this weekend on July 29th and 30th. So we put up our present events, like the most recent event, I guess, or the closest event to our timeline. Also, you can go to RASC-NB. That's our provincial site. As again, we're members of the Royal Astronomical Society of Canada, the New Brunswick chapter. About 5,000 members Canada-wide. There's about 100 and some members in the province. And we get together in places like Mount Carleton to share our telescopes with others, with the public, this particular weekend coming up. But we're just a group of people as amateur astronomers as well, only it's a province-wide initiative. If you want to look at clear sky, like we're trying to do tonight here, hey, they kind of lied here tonight because look at what they showed for tonight. But anyway, nobody counts on the fog. One way to find out what your sky is going to be like is go to cleardarksky.com, and you can type in your location, and of course mine's St. John, so the blue bars tell us that the cloud cover is supposed to be clear. The white means that it's cloudy. The transparency of the sky, the seeing, if there's any smoke in the air from forest fires, how's the wind, how's the humidity level, you might need dew heaters, and what's the temperature like. So it gives you all those categories for you to make a more definite decision on whether or not you're going to go out and set up or not. A more informed decision, I guess. Past that, again, there's another site I really like now, Astrospheric, which is a website and also an app, and it'll give you particular cloud cover. You can actually move it ahead for a couple of days anyway. Same idea though as clear sky. You know, the blue means it's clear, white means it's cloudy. The different levels down here, transparency and stuff. But this one also shows the ISS. So the ISS is flying over tonight at 10 o'clock in the time frame of 10 to 11. And there's another flyover between 11 and 12. So once you click on those on the site, it'll actually give you the information about it as well. About the wind speed and lots of stuff down here, temperature. So that's a really good site to visit. Another one that I find pretty popular is Cloudy Nights. If I have a question about telescopes or binoculars or eyepieces or gear, there are people in here that have answered that question lots of times. Look at this category for beginners, for instance. Beginners, no astrophotography. A place to talk about observing your basic equipment. 558,000 replies. So if you can't find your answer there, then you're not looking in the right spot. But there's a whole category for beginners and general observing, celestial events, all kinds of stuff. So it's cloudynights.com. They also have a classified section in there. Here's some of the other categories: outreach, light pollution, binoculars. Any question you have about any of those topics, someone has the answer for you. So it's a great resource for that way. Spaceweather.com. We've been talking a lot about the aurora the last little bit. Space weather is a great place to go to find out what's going to be happening. Here's our view of the sun, a daily view of the sun here with all the sunspots that are here today, and talking about a new CME impact coming up. And so you get information about that regularly on this page. And you actually go through the archives too and find out, hey, I missed yesterday. What were they talking about yesterday? So that's available too. From there, Earth Sky is another great place to get lots of information about what's happening in the night sky. On the right-hand side here, they always list about the next couple of events coming up. Best places to stargaze, all kinds of stuff. Community photos is in there. A lot of our members have, I think even Lisa's put a few photos in here on Earth Sky. Stefan, I think, as well. Sky News Magazine, that's our Canadian astronomy magazine. So they focus on Canadian events and Canadian activities. It's all also owned by Rask. Sky and Telescope, another one that is very popular for a magazine, but they also have a really good website. And here I usually go to observing, and I'll go into Sky or glance at a week. It'll give me a weekly glance of what's coming up the following week before I build my What's Up talk. Again, talking about aurora, this is the site I use the most often, and I find it the most reliable, is swppc.noaa.gov, which is a space weather prediction center. And they update this on a regular basis. Tonight, actually, they're calling for a G1 level at KP5, which would mean like Quebec type area would get aurora. But then they list at the top, and they also go down the side here, and you can look at the 3-day forecast. There's a lot of information on that particular page, but I find it the most reliable. Here's another one, though, spaceweatherlive.com. It also indicates what the current KP level is going to be. You want a 5 or a 6 around our area, and how active it's going to be at high latitudes or at middle latitude, and what they expect the forecast to be coming up. So lots of data there as well. Astronomy Tools. You can find out your field of view if you're looking through a telescope with a certain size and you're using a certain type of eyepiece, what field of view would you be able to get? It brings up star charts, there's a cloud forecast, all kinds of data there called Astronomy Tools. That's all free as well. This one was actually Space Weather Live. I actually had that in there twice. That's other parts of it. Tonight Sky, which is a Hubble site. So every month, Hubble site puts out a video called Tonight Sky, and it gives you the best points of what's happening through the month of July or August or whatever. They used to talk about planets and stuff. I'm not sure why they get away from that, but now they're just talking about constellations mostly. But it's still a very nice, well put together video about what's happening over the next month. From there, NASA, of course, I mean, all the missions that you want to imagine are all listed here under the missions button. All the galleries, NASA TVs, live TV, anything, an event that they have going on, you can watch it there through NASA TV. all kinds of downloads, tons of them. There's all kinds of educational material in here. I've used a number of their educational videos for talks that I've done in the past for schools and things. So lots of information on NASA's site. Heavens above. If you're talking about the ISS or you're talking about the Starlink passes that are happening tonight, this kind of thing, there's one place that you can find them. If you go to Heavens Above and you put in up here in this top right-hand corner your location, or click on it, it'll bring up a spot where you can put in your location, then just hit search and update it, and it'll save it for the next time you come visit it. So it'll give you information about the Starlink satellites, the ISS, when it's going to pass over, how many passes this week, other objects that come up. It's also a list of planets, comets, all kinds of stuff that's in there. It's a very, very helpful page. Another one to visit would be timeanddate.com. That's a very popular one. When I want to look at what phase the moon is at or when the moon is going to rise or set, when I put that in my post, I always go here. I want to know sunrise, sunset, moonrise, moonset, and all kinds of, they'll talk about what a solar eclipse is, a lunar eclipse. It'll give you the next number of solar eclipses from now till the year 2300, which I don't expect to be around for, but anyway. And then, of course, if you're looking for gear, there are a few places to look. Here's one of them, Astro Buy Sell, on this page. We use it a lot ourselves. These are the links for the telescope dealers within Canada, the majority of them anyway. And below that is a list of used equipment. Now, we have no fear buying from these places at all. Set it up on a PayPal account. Most of them will take PayPal, and then you're guaranteed, you know. But all this gear is used, and I've never had a bad deal come from that side at all. It's used gear, and astronomers usually take care of their equipment. So that's a good place to go to for astronomy gear if you don't want to buy new. And another good place to go is Kijiji, of course. Kijiji there's telescopes there listed just today. A Dobsonian telescope, 200 millimeter out of Fredericton for $550. Not a bad buy. That's an 8-inch telescope. So you can get in here and you can find deals every once in a while. People just want to get rid of their stuff sometimes. They're just not interested in the hobby. They tried it, they don't like it, and they want to unload their gear, and sometimes you can get some pretty good deals. And finally, I guess Facebook Marketplace, which is what we're all on a lot of the time. In Marketplace, they do list a lot of used items as well. They can go from within 100 kilometers of your area or a little bit larger, that type of thing. So that's about it, I guess, as far as resources to go. So I mean, I listed some. There's a ton of them really, but those are probably the ones that I visit the most. You guys probably visit other ones, you know, more. And someday maybe we'll combine a complete list of everything. But hopefully that'll get some people started. At least you can go back and review this video as well. It's recorded now for Facebook and for YouTube both, so you can always go back and review the data later. Okay, that's my talk. Hey, Paulie.
How
you doing?
Oh, you know, just hanging in there.
Yeah,
it's
good.
me, Mom.
Hi, Mom. I'm famous.
Yeah.
I made it on TV. Hey.
I see Mikey and Chrissy and Polly. I used to duck behind the couch when she got that tennis racket out.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to give you a short list of things that I think that are necessary for anybody going out to view the night sky. But if you're just starting out, the first thing you want to get yourself, and you can get them, you can order them, or you can go to any one of our astronomy meetings. Anytime you go to an outreach, somebody's passing these things out. This one's in French, but it's a Planosphere. And what it is, it's just a little thing for the night sky that basically, it's really quite simple to use. Basically, all you do is you look at the face of it, and put if you're in the northern area, you just put that part of that towards your belly for a minute. Before you do that, there's actually a little clock on it. I won't get into how to use it. I'm not going to teach you how to use it right here, but there's a clock on it, and which shows the time of night and the date. You spin it so that they line up with each other. That will show you a current look at the night sky. And then all you do is just take it up and hold it up overhead. And what you're seeing here are all the constellations that will be available to you in your hemisphere at that time that you're looking at this. So when you look up, if you're looking at all these stars and you're not sure what they are, This will have all the lines that kind of connect all the constellations together, so you can actually see what they are. So these are something for somebody who's just starting out in astronomy. Don't even go out with binoculars. Just go out with a naked eye and this and a little red flashlight so that you can keep your eyes nice and adapted. And just have a look at this and then just kind of start to find your way around the night sky. Because before you get into any of the other stuff that Mike talked about or that Chris talked about, you need to know a little bit about what's up there to begin with. So that would be something I would recommend for a beginner or even for somebody who isn't a beginner and who has relied on go-to electronics and they really still don't know the night sky, because with go-to electronics, they're always asking you to do an alignment for your mount, and they're asking you to point at specific stars. If you do not know the stars, this thing will help you out. Okay, so that's the first thing. The second thing is there's a couple of books that that I would recommend that anybody into stargazing gets. And but for somebody who's starting out that really wants to get to know the night sky, there's two books that are put out. One by Terence Dickinson, and the other one by Terence Dickinson and Alan Dyer. The first one is Night Watch. We've talked about this book lots on this show, and but it is a practical guide to viewing the universe, and it has everything in there from those little sky charts that we talked about. Talks about the solar system, talks about the planets. It'll talk for something very simple like we were at a star party the other night in St. Martin's, and somebody said, "How do I find the planets?" And so it tells you that, okay, well, where does the sun come up and where does the sun set? East to west. Where does the moon come up? Where does the moon set? East to west. So all you're looking for is what they call the ecliptic, which is something that all the planets and the sun and the moon follow throughout the year. And once you know where that arc is, you're going to know automatically. You look north to find a planet. You look towards the south, and then go from basically east to west. Just things like that that are very, very helpful when you're first getting out there trying to find things. And then, of course, they've got all these star charts in there, which are really, really helpful for very specific parts of the sky, for very specific times of the year. Because, again, a lot of beginners don't realize that a lot of the constellations you see in the summer, you don't see in the winter. So these are some of the things you'll find from this book. And this other book that is actually in its fourth edition, and it just came out not too long ago, is the Backyard Astronomer's Guide. It covers pretty much everything that Night Watch covers, but it also covers everything about equipment, everything, I won't say everything, but a lot of very basic, important, fundamental things about if you want to take pictures of the night sky, everything from using a camera to a tripod just to take a Milky Way shot, right on up to grabbing a telescope with a German equatorial mount with mono cameras and all that other stuff that you can do. It covers basically all of that. And this is a book, and these books both are by Canadians. And these are Canadian-based books. So the Backyard Astronomer's Guide, this is the fourth edition, and it is a must for anybody who's getting into, as far as I'm concerned, getting into astronomy. It'll save you from buying a whole myriad of a bunch of different books, because this book contains, and as you can see, it's pretty thick. This book contains just about everything you're going to want to know. Get yourself started. So that's it. So those are the two books that I want to talk about, as well as the Planosphere. And the other thing would be, I'm going to talk just very briefly. I was going to show a video, but based on our time, I'm not going to do that tonight. But if you're going to go out and you want to look at taking photos of the night sky, whether it be sunrises, sunsets, moonrises, moonsets, Milky Way, specific things, star trails, there's an app called PhotoPills, which when it first came out, you could only get for iPhone, but now you can get it for iPhone and for Android. And it covers a lot of the things that you'll need to do when you're in the planning phase. What's really cool about that particular app is it's got a whole section just based on planning. So, for example, if we knew that the next supermoon's coming out in whenever it's coming out, let's just say, because I don't know, but let's just say next month there was another one in August. Let's say it was on the 15th. You can go into PhotoPills, go into a planning app, and you can actually cue it into your camera, or into the phone, sorry, what the date of the supermoon is, where it's going to be coming up, and then if there's a specific spot that you want to see it come up over, you can put that into the actual application, And you could actually right down to the very degree find out where that's going to come up, the time it's going to come up, and is it in your field of view for, for say, if you want a certain building or a lighthouse or something that you can see in it, it'll show you all that kind of stuff. It gives you sun and moon times, sunrise times, sun moon times. There's just so much stuff on it. But anyway, look it up. It's got a very, very good, about a 5-minute video to watch. It'll walk you through the whole process. And when you go through that first video, you'll be very, very familiar with the basis of that whole application. It's a powerful one, and it's probably the most used application, not only for astronomy, but actually more so for sunsets and sunrises and landscape photographers. But they've incorporated a bunch of stuff with astronomy on it too. So anyway, photo pills, check it out. Just type in photo pills into Google. It'll come up, play the video, and then you'll have a really good idea of what that app is. And I think if you're someone who wants to take photographs, that app would be almost a must for you. Those are my things.
Awesome. Thanks, Paul.
Well,
there we go. That's our list for beginners. I mean, also I guess is making a list of items that you might want to take along with you. Like try not to leave anything at home, because you're really going to regret it once you get out there. Especially bug spray or
doesn't take much.
Hot coffee, like all those kind of, just a chair to sit on is something that's really important. But make a nice list before you go. Check it off as you would anything else that was important to you for the evening, and it'll help you enjoy the evening a lot more. Okay, let's go from there to Bino Bud. How's that?
Oh, bud.
Bino
Bung, 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 bung. Binocular target of the week this week by Bino Bud. We've seen this one before. The double cluster. Also known as NGC 869 and NGC 884. The double cluster, also known as Caldwell 14, consists of open clusters NGC, again, 869 and NGC 884, which are close together in the constellation Perseus. Both visible with the naked eye, NGC 869 and NGC 884 lie at a distance of about 7.5 thousand light years in distance. How do I find it in the sky? Well, if you go out at midnight and you orient yourself north and just a little bit to the north-northeast at 35 degrees at midnight, you look up, you'll spot the W of Cassiopeia. And you might spot the top of Perseus, the bright star at the top end of Perseus. And if you come down from the W right down towards Perseus, you're going to know when you hit that double cluster, especially with binoculars. It just jumps right out at you. Just to give you an easier way to do it, if you find the W of Cassiopeia, draw a line from these two stars in the W, and it will point, straight to it. This is what you will see. Basically, in a pair of binoculars. They are two nice tight clusters, very close together. They jump right out at you in space. 5 or 10 by 50 binos, look at that. They are a huge target. You can't, or I can't, out of all the telescopes I have, I cannot see the whole double cluster in my telescope. I need a pair of binoculars to see them both clearly like that. And of course, I'm a wide field person, so I love to see the background stars around them. So they jump right out at you that way. Look at compared to the full moon here. It's got to be 3 full moons in diameter all the way around. So they are a good size, easy to spot. You'll definitely know when you come down from from Cassiopeia towards Perseus that they are there. It will jump right out at you. And this reminds me of what Chris was talking about. I got my bug spray.
I got the mice to prove it.
And that's Binocular Target of the Week by Bino Bud.
There you go.
And not only do they get in your eyes or ears, but they climb in your eyepieces, and you're squashing them on your eyepieces, and
Yes.
yeah, they can ruin an evening really quick. Okay, Tim's asking, how is it possible to get all of the Milky Way in a single pic? Would you use a fisheye lens?
You can. The best way to do it is doing a mosaic, where you take 2 or 3 images of it.
Okay.
If you want any kind of resolution, so you can take 2 or 3 images of it, then you just stitch them together. You can do it in Photoshop or Lightroom.
Okay, perfect.
I would
Thanks.
think you need have a whole year to do it because half of it is on the other side of the Earth at night.
Oh, you mean the full? Yeah,
Yeah, the whole Milky
I
Way.
know what you're saying, but it's like,
Well,
okay, the full Milky Way.
what's really important is to shoot it a place where you can see horizon to horizon, south to north. And so if you've got a whole bunch of trees or buildings on one side, well, if you've got buildings, you're in the wrong place anyway. It's still not dark enough. But if you got obstructions that are there on one side and not the other, you're only going to get as far as wherever your obstructions are. So again, if you can find a place that's nice horizon to horizon, and then you can do it with a 14 millimeter lens. Take your say your northern section, northern horizon, as far over as you can with that. Take a center section, then take the southern one, and then you can put them together in a photo editing program.
awesome. Thanks, Paul.
Yeah.
Hope that answers your question, Tim. Sky is near perfect at St. John Airport at the moment. Oh, great, Bridget. Let's hope it stays. Doesn't look like we're good from here. Oh, well. Might be out to
But
see
the
you.
flight's been canceled.
Yeah, get on that flight quick before fog rolls out to you. Okay, let's go from there to a, what are you going to do next? Well, we did a Bino Bud. How about a Rosanna talk?
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Just give me a centon here to get it set up.
A centon.
Centon.
I haven't heard that in a while.
Yeah.
Is that Battlestar Galactica?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go. Now we're talking.
We're kind of dating ourselves now, aren't
Let's
we?
just show our folks here how nerdy we really are.
Only if you're talking about the first Battlestar Galactica, not the second series.
Oh, now the second one's reimagined. That's really good too.
Reimagined.
The reimagined one. Yeah.
Okay.
Really dark, Mike. Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah.
There are some videos on this that oh, don't tell me I lost them again.
Oh, don't you do something, Paul? Give you a minute.
No, yeah, you
Okay.
might as well.
Okay,
I wasn't.
I'll do a quick what's up talk. How's that?
Perfect.
All right. Did I share my screen last time? I didn't for you guys, did I? You didn't see my
Probably not.
presentation? Probably not. Gee, I'm all worked up tonight. Yeah, I'm out of touch tonight. Okay. Let's do a quick what's up. Okay, what's up this week? What's up this week? Got about 12 slides here. Not much. Okay. All week long, though, the evening planets return. Hey, yeah. The evening planets are back. Hooray. Look to the east, southeast all week as the ring beauty Saturn, the mighty Jupiter, and reddish Mars all return to our evening sky. Now, Saturn and Jupiter have been hanging around in the very late evening sky, but each night now they're rising about 4 minutes earlier. So Saturn now rises about 10 p.m., which is not too bad. By 11 o'clock, it's up high enough to get a good view. Jupiter is at 11:38 p.m. and Mars at 1:03 a.m. As mentioned, these times will improve for good viewing as our days of summer continue. Now, Tuesday, our moon greets Venus. Look to the east early Tuesday morning as our very thin crescent moon greets brilliant Venus. Now, Venus is the third brightest object in our sky behind the sun and our moon. So you have the second and third brightest objects together there. Our moon will only be about 4% illuminated, though, on Tuesday, and will turn new again on Thursday. So be very thin crescent moon, very nice picture right there, where you've got the Pleiades star cluster, the Hyades star cluster, our winter stuff, Aldebaran in Taurus, Jupiter, Mars, and Venus, and the crescent moon. Get up nice and early. Well, that's not early. It's only 5 o'clock. Oh, that's nothing. Let's go to Thursday, the 28th, when we have a new moon. Our new moon turns new on Thursday at exactly 2:54 p.m. Atlantic Daylight Time. When our moon is new, it's not visible in our sky as it's located between us and our sun. But it's also a time astronomers look forward to when there's no light pollution from the moon. It makes it easier to enjoy other night sky treasures. And then past that, we go into the 29th, the next day, we're into what we call a 30-hour moon. So can catch the 30-hour moon before sunset. Something that's always interesting challenge to try and capture the moon when it's near 1 day old. On Friday evening, look to the west-northwest to see if you can spot the 30-hour moon. It's a very slim piece right there. Only about 1% illuminated, I think. Binoculars will help, but be sure the sun has set long before you start to search, right? So search for the moon there in the west-northwest. It's difficult to spot, but once you do spot it, you got your eye right on it. It's pretty cool. Let's go one more slide because I wanted to get to this one next. Really got them mixed up here. Friday, July 29th. Also, Mercury joins the moon. So if you haven't seen Mercury in our evening sky, it's now returned to our evening sky after going through Superior conjunction. And because it's in the evening sky, it's still fairly bright in the evening sky at that time because Mercury never really drifts very far from the sun. But we have the waxing crescent moon, a very thin crescent moon, and little tiny Mercury there. The moon will help guide you to Mercury at least. Now, how is it going to appear? Something like this. You'll find Mercury about 4.5 degrees to the lower left of the moon, which means both the moon and Mercury should fit together in the same field of view of most binoculars. So if you find the moon, look for Mercury. And you've got maybe, I think the moon sets on that night at around 10 o'clock. So you have, I don't know, half an hour maybe to find it before it sets. But Mercury will set before the moon as well. Okay, from there, of course, July 27th to August 24th, the Perseid meteor shower is now on. I did get a few photos from the other night with some meteors passing through them. And they were coming from the area of Perseus. It was kind of neat. Although we're still almost 4 weeks away, or 3 weeks ago from peak, I guess, Perseid meteor shower has begun. It's known widely as the best meteor shower of the year, not only because of its good rate of meteors, but because it's probably the most witnessed due to warm summer nights. Now this year, unfortunately, bright moon is going to wash out all but the best meteors. That's when it happens during the peak. But the show takes some time to take place. So if you have a dark sky right now, like not foggy sky, but dark sky, over the next number of days, it's a good time to get out. And while you're looking for those deep sky treasures, keep an eye out for some meteors. So our moon moves closer to new phase. Be on the lookout as that happens. Okay, from there we have, did I miss one? I did miss one. There it is. All week the ISS, yeah. So we talked a bit about Starlink satellites heading over tonight and again tomorrow night. The ISS also has a number of nice passes over our area in the next little bit. So the ones that are in red here are the most visible. When you go to heavens-above.com and you type in St. John in my case in the top right-hand corner, and you click on ISS, this is what it brings you up, a table, if it's available in your area. For instance, on the 25th now, that would be tomorrow, I guess, minus 3.7 and minus 3.1. So the larger the number is of a minus value, the brighter the object is. So minus 3.7, that's about as bright as Venus gets, roughly right around there. So it's pretty bright. Its time is 22:57 out of the west-northwest, 2300 overhead, and then 2301 off to east-southeast. So this one's going to pass almost directly overhead. Then there are some other number of passes here as well. So just look for the ones that have the highest or the most negative number, and that'll be the brightest passes. And so there's a number of nice passes this week. On from there, talked about the meteor shower. We're going to go to Lisa's Lookup, Astronomy and More. Lisa puts out this great chart every month. I always go to it before I do my What's Up talk. And she lists all the events coming up for the month. She lists the dates of when they're going to be happening, the best times to view those events, and what you need to view them with, naked eye, binoculars, or a telescope. So follow Lisa at Lisa's Lookup, Astronomy and More. You can find her at Ruby Moonbeams on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And we also have the July-August calendar that's put out by the St. John Astronomy Club and the Royal Astronomical Society of Canada, the Brunswick chapter. This is the full July-August calendar. So right up till, I guess, the middle of August. And it lists all the major events that are happening from now right through till the mid-August. You can find that at sjastronomy.ca or at rasknb.ca. And that's our talk about what's up this week. Okay. And we'll stop presenting. Okay. Hey, Paul, you're back.
Yay!
Hey!
All right, let's try and see if we can't get this this done properly. So, share my screen, and we're going to have another episode of
Rosanna's Fun Fact.
Hey, welcome back, Rosanna, with another week of a great fun fact that we're about to get into. And a lot of it is based on rocket stuff. But before I get into that, let me just get this open here and we'll get right into it. Okay, so this week, Rosanna writes, hi, Paul. You know that sinking feeling, the microsecond of uh-oh moment that presents a mistake or an oopsie, most of the time, or rather, hopefully, all of the time, it is just minor things like leaving the top down on your convertible and suddenly it's raining. That's an oopsie. There's a little video that I can't play on this one because a bunch of commercials come up, but it just shows this particular car. And now for you physics fan, here's a fun example of as to the theory that you must drive 100 miles per hour if it's raining and you can't get the top up. And that's what these guys did with this cars. They cranked her up to 100 mile an hour, and that was enough to get the rain over the car. Didn't get wet. So when you run out of gas, you're going to get wet.
That's my car.
Your car, that's right. Somehow I don't think driving 100 miles an hour in the rain, even in a BMW, is the best idea. Now, on Wednesday, July the 11th, there was an oopsie of a rather larger level because the world was focused on tuning in the next day to the unveiling of the James Webb Telescope images, or to the James Webb Telescope images. This may have escaped your radar. My apologies for Elon's close-up. None of the programs would let me edit him out. Surprise. So SpaceX is testing out the super heavy rocket booster before the Starship spacecraft launches into orbit. Now here's a video of that test drive on July the 11th, and I'm going to see if I can't make that work. And here we go. Let me just see if I can roll. I'm just going to roll it over like this, and I'm going to play it for you.
Can you go full screen, Paul?
I can, but
Okay, that's great.
Whoa.
Whoa. Uh-oh. Wow.
they'll show a further pulled back version of it. Just give it a sec. There it is.
Yikes.
There's the rocket right there.
Wow.
And I think we have ourselves a whoopsie.
I think so.
So, so this is not this is not SpaceX's first explosion. The first two prototypes of the Starship rocket were launched in December of 2020 and February of 2021, and on both occasions they failed to land properly and exploded. The exact reasons as to why haven't been precisely established, but they are working on it, or one presumes so. All right, let me just put that over here and read that a little better. There we go. So, and on some of you may remember NASA's mistake. And on the asteroid in 2019 that stood no chance of collision, only to actually breach the Earth's atmosphere and explode just hours later, NASA reassured the world it wouldn't happen. They could argue that they used the word collision, but they also said it wouldn't enter the atmosphere. And this was asteroid 2019 MO. Surprise? The global oopsie that may have led to this sticker. Now, this really isn't fair, as NASA does much more correctly than not, but I still kind of want the sticker. While Googling space oopsies, I discovered that there is a TV series from 2016 featured on Prime TV, featuring many of NASA's oh no moments. And I'm going to show you that one as well. And I'm just going to show you the links to it because that's I'm not going to get into the shows. but it shows you here space mistakes, and all that kind of stuff. So you actually find this and see all the different things that they have done. Now let me see here. Oh yes, there's one here I want to show you as well. And this is this the same one? Oh yeah, no, this is this is when I'm going to go full screen. Hopefully. There we go. Okay, so this final one is an amazing behind the scenes story of NASA catastrophes. Okay, sorry, I got ahead of myself. So an amazing behind the scenes stories of NASA catastrophes and near misses, many unknown to the public, and the science of exploration is imperfect. Sometimes NASA must learn the hard way. Incorrect metric conversion, reverse installations, deadly chemical spills, and a near miss that could have resulted in a massive rocket fuel explosion that could have wiped out a small town. Now, one of the best, not what I was looking for, but look what I found, is for you on Saturday Night Live fans. Warning now, there's a little bit of gore factor in this, but this is kind of cool. So I'm just going to play just a clip of it. And here we go.
Going to space?
May all your future oopsies be small ones. Oh my gosh, that is so funny. And that is this week's something.
Rosanna's Fun Fact.
Hey!
Oh my God.
Thanks,
Isn't
Paul.
that
Thanks,
something?
Rosanna. Yeah. Wow, it's flat. Wouldn't want to be the janitor cleaning up that mess.
No. There were some other ones, but they were, anyway, this was good.
That was awesome.
Wow.
Thank you, Rosanna,
There
for
you
that.
go. Thanks, Rosanna, for all those whoopses and whoopses
Mm.
and mistakes that sometimes can be either funny or catastrophic. So anyway,
Hope you're not on the losing end of one of them for sure.
that's right.
Okay, how about we go to a MacGyver next?
MacGyver.
We're rolling right along here.
All righty. MacGyver tip of the week this week is when you need to store some of your filters. And, just a few here, but anyway, if you start collecting some solar, filters for your equipment and stuff, you need a place to store it. The normal tackle box is great, but guess what? They're not padded or anything. I found something better. The solution for me is actually a makeup case, believe it or not. And it was purchased at my favorite store, Value Village, but I've also got a second one from the thrift store. So, you're not paying full price for these makeup cases, but look at this. It opens up 1, 2, 3 ways, and it's padded inside. Some of them are adjustable. It's got an abundance in storage. Again, padded inside, fully adjustable. Hey, Paul, it's stylish. Then your problem is solved. Look how you can store all of your filters in there, right? You might laugh at it, but guess what? It works great. I got 2 of them. They're fantastic. I use one for 2-inch and one for 1.25-inch eyepieces. And if all else fails, yes, the pool cue case for holding your 1.25-inch filters. It works fantastic. They don't slip, slide, and they stay in one spot. So that's my MacGyver tip of the week.
Awesome.
And thanks for looking so good.
Yeah.
It's stylish, yeah.
It's stylish. Awesome. Thanks, Mike.
Oh, that's good.
Just got to explain that to the missus when you bring it home.
Exactly.
I have a makeup case for you. Really? Well, I bought one for both of us, yeah.
Well, actually, my wife bought it for me, so
Oh,
I
there
thought
you
it
go.
was fantastic. She goes, I thought you might be able to use this. I thought, yes, I can.
You can. Absolutely. Oh, awesome. Okay, Paul, your astro photo tip of the week was that the photo pills talk, right? So, we're gonna,
Well,
or
it.
did you want to
it-
bring up some pictures as well?
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
I am gonna just for 1 second share my screen because I'm going to show that photopill site
Right.
for
Okay.
those because there seem to be a lot of questions online.
Mhm.
And so just bear with me for 1 second and I'll pop this right up for you.
Brad says was hoping it was going to be a Pringles can, Mike.
All right, so so there's the site. So if you just go into Google, type in photo pills, and you'll see the this little P, and it's got three little colors in it: the red, blue, and yellow, and it just says photo and a small word pill. So if you see this and it's spelled this way, you are in the right place. You can download this on your computer. You can download this on your phone. It initially was for Apple iPhone, but it's also for Android now. I actually downloaded my copy today, and it was $14 or $14.99. So it's it's as far as app goes, it's a little bit of money. As far as software goes, it's a drop in the bucket. But it's a very powerful tool that you take with you, and like there's just so much information on here. If you want to learn, for example, let's just go to Academy here. Milky Way photography, the definitive guide, moon photography. There are things in here they'll teach you as to how to get all of these wonderful things, which is the whole point of the app. So it's not just giving you an app and letting you fend for yourself. This is a full-blown, as far as I'm concerned, support system for this app. So photo pills, it's used again by virtually everybody. I won't play the video, but when you just download this and play the video, and then you can get a really good idea of what this is and how it would work for you. So I just want to show you that.
Awesome.
Okay, so that was a photo pills thing. Now I have, let me just make sure I turn that off without turning the whole thing off. And I was going to show you Friday night. We went out to our first local star party in St. Martin's. It's Old Home Week, they call it. And one of our fellow RAS members and our most shareable person out there, Trudy Allman, asked for a hand for people to come out. And so we had a few people come out. And what I want to show here for this is just the kind of people that we have in our local community that really help out with astronomy. And for anybody who's getting into astronomy, if you're not sure where to go, we always recommend go to your local astronomy club. There, you're not going to meet, judgmental old white-haired guys that are just mathematicals and only one way to do things. You're going to meet a myriad of people. And that's why I want to show you some of the folks in our club. And if they don't want me to, I'm sorry, I'm going to show it anyway. We're in a public place. I took a picture, so you're going to be shared. So, but they're fantastic people, and they just have the passion, like Mike and Chris and I do, for the night sky, and just as much passion to show it to anybody who wants to see it. So I just want to share just a few pictures of some of the folks that were kind enough to come out, and we had an absolute wonderful time when we went out there. So I'm just going to share my screen again. And I'm just going to do this here. And first of all, our first image, let me know when you see it.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, so this was a group of us getting ready as the night was just starting to settle down. The sky was getting dark, and so we were looking for the two stars in the sky that you got to learn. This time of year, Arcturus and Vega are the two brightest ones you'll see this time of year. Arcturus, which is pretty much in the southwest. Vega at this time of year is almost overhead. So they're very bright. Once you start to see those, it's not very long after you start to see a bunch of others popping up. So during that time, while we were waiting to see some stars, we were just kind of sitting around and talking. Now, the folks that you see here, everybody that's in this group have been doing this for a little while, and they're all amazing people. So I just want to just kind of run through that quickly. This is Trudy, and Trudy, if you're probably going to kill me, that's okay.
Yeah, she is already on YouTube. Yep.
This is Trudy Ullman. She is an absolute. She's our food queen, first of all, and feeds us that's why we get to be big when we go to meetings, because Trudy feeds us so well. But she's an avid astronomer. She's learned so much. She takes fantastic images. She lives right on the coast. And anytime you want to know anything or if you need help, she's absolutely amazing. That's Trudy. And then we have Yolanda, and She just loves her binoculars, and so every star party we go to that's local, she's got her binoculars out there, welcomes anybody to look through them, and one of the most kindest souls you'll ever want to meet on this earth. We have Brad. He's our buddy that he's a jack of all trades, does everything kind of guy. He's like a MacGyver in a lot of ways, and again a super guy. He absolutely just loves the night sky, loves telescopes, and loves to talk astronomy. We have Rob Carson, is another real good friend of ours. Again, a super guy. Again, he's kind of a gear guy like us, and again another guy that just loves to share the night sky, and he's got a nice 11-inch Celestron right there. That's an absolutely wonderful telescope. And of course, there's Stéphane Picard, who's actually relatively new to the group, but has such a passion that he's actually turned it into a business. And Cliff Valley Astronomy, we've talked about him a fair bit on this program. And Stéphane is an absolutely wonderful guy. We've done a star party together already. He's got some star parties all lined up. And he's got just an insatiable appetite for taking pictures of the night sky. So again, another super guy to have around. If you ever want to have a star party and a private thing to learn about the sky, call Stéphane. Rob Dara, another good friend of ours. He's got an 8-inch Celestron scope there. One of the go-tos that Mike was talking about, the Alt-Azzy ones. An absolute wonderful thing to use for the night sky. Again, one of the nicest people you ever meet on the planet, and just an absolute joy to be around. We laugh all the time when we're all together like that. So, and here's just a simple shot for those people who think, I don't think I could ever take a picture of the night sky. Well, here I took a picture of this. This is a part of the sky. What is it, Chris?
I don't recognize it, Paul. Sorry. If I look up, I get nosebleeds, so it's best.
So this particular part of the sky is in the Milky Way, and it's in the Cygnus region of the Milky Way, which is almost overhead at nighttime, which is the perfect place to view something. But all I did here is take my camera. I didn't do anything but focus on the stars, take one 13-second shot. That's it. And look what came out. So anybody who wants to take pictures of the night sky, it's that simple. I didn't have any special mount or anything. I just had my camera on a tripod, pointed at the sky, figured out that I had about 13 seconds before my stars would trail, and I took that shot, one picture. So it's not that difficult to do. If you decide you want to do it, don't be afraid of it. Just go out and do it.
And you caught a meteor.
What's that?
You caught a meteor.
I got a meteor, going through it, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, it was cool. So that's it. So that's what I wanted to talk about tonight. So not so much about photography, more about the hobby and why it is that we do, and the type of people that you will run into, like the folks I just showed you. And you'll find those in every club across the country or wherever you are, because the people that are in the astronomy community are very giving, friendly, passionate people about what they do. And once you find them, you're going to meet some of the best people and develop some of the best friendships you'll ever develop in your life, I'll guarantee you.
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah.
Thanks, Paul. I'm glad you had a good time down there. That was great.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
Got a ball.
Nice to get back together again like that. I should announce too that we are having another event inside the Irving Nature Park coming up on August the 5th. So August the 5th and rain date August the 6th. Our really first local public star party event this year, actually probably in the last 2 years, hasn't it? Inside the Irving Nature Park. So they open up the gates of the Irving Nature Park for 1 night a year, or 1 night, 2 nights a year if they're there twice. Anyway, they close the gate at 8 o'clock, then they open it back up again to let the people come in who'd like to join us for observing for the evening. So we have a number of our telescopes like that set up, and the public comes in, and we share the night sky with them for a few hours, and it's always a great evening, lots of crowd, and everybody's having a good time, and really something to check out. So if you're looking for a telescope or in the market for it, come to one of these events. That helps you. Nothing better than talking to an astronomer. We love talking about our gear. So if you're interested in a particular type of telescope, what can it do? These are the people to ask at the right time too. So they're always great events for sure. And don't forget Mount Carleton next weekend, right?
I was just going to say Mount Carleton coming up, the darkest skies in the province, the highest elevation in the province. We have an absolutely beautiful lake that sits below 2 mountains that I am going to try my very best to get a killer Milky Way shot between those 2 mountains right in the lake. So anyway, that's my plan this year. We're at the same campground. So so we're going to have the same skies, and I can't wait to get up there.
So although the event itself is free for RAS, like anybody who joins us, public is allowed in for free. All you do is pay for your campsite, and everything that we provide is free. So we usually don't go to bed till the morning comes, right? Till we see Orion rising in the morning sky. Like, okay, it's time to go to bed.
Yep.
They're fantastic events. The next one after that is Fundy National Park.
Fundy National. That's kind of our 3 favorite one every year.
Yeah.
We have a ball up there.
We do. Yeah. Doesn't matter what the weather's like. We still have fun. Okay, that's our talk, and then we're going to get into some photos now, and then we're going to call it closing after that because we're running a little bit late tonight. So give me a second. I'll get up our photos for submissions for the week. Got lots of nice photos here this week. Just need a second to get my notes. Bear with me here. Okay, comes the notes coming up, and my photos are ready to go, I think. Just going to share my screen. So we had a couple of big focuses this week. I guess the Aurora was one, of course, and the other one was the Starlink satellites going over. So let's start with a picture here from Brad. First of all, Brad Perry sent me in this one.
Wow, right? That's fantastic.
Nice, huh?
Oh man, what a beautiful picture.
So he says, here's my capture of last night's Aurora. This was taken at 1:05 a.m. in Mactaquac. He said it got off to a bit of a slow start, but it really picked up around 1 o'clock and suddenly became quite bright around the time of this image. That's about the same time as it was for me, Brad, when I was out at a place called Florida Beach, out just past the airport. And suddenly became quite bright. I'm also very happy to see that you were treated for a first-hand show this time. Thanks, Brad. Yeah, it was great to see, for sure. I couldn't see the color, but I could see the pillars. And it was like, I was really amazed because I was looking for them, but when I actually saw them, I couldn't believe I was actually looking at them. And then I grabbed the camera really quick and, messed up a whole bunch of photos before I got 1 or 2 that turned out. That's me, all excited. But it was really, really pretty to see. You got a great capture there, Brad. Congratulations.
Yeah, you can really see the definition in the pillars there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Incredible shot.
From there, we're going to go to Carl Pickles' shot. Carl says, "Hi, Chris. I managed to capture this one at 12:22 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, which would have been 1:30 our time. I get 1:22, so right around the same time, near Monticello, Maine."
Oh, nice.
Maine, yeah.
Very nice.
It was actually not that easy to see with the naked eye. He said it looked like light pollution at first. I'll agree there for sure. They seemed to fade around 12:30 or 1:30 our time, and that's about the same for us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice shot, though. Thanks, Carl.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it looks like a nice dark sky site too. Where he's at.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
This one from Amanda McCauley. So she got these last night. Here's the Starlink satellite train as they went over last night. Of course, there was a launch yesterday, I guess, and these went over last night. The same group was supposed to go over tonight, 10:18 or so this evening, and then again tomorrow night. I'm kind of surprised that they're actually this bright because they were installing the sun shields, I thought, that was supposed to eliminate this possibility of seeing them. But whatever's happened with this particular launch, I'm not sure. Anyway, it's good that it's brought it up to a lot of people. A lot of people enjoy them, and so these were taken. She said, "I took these last night. St. Martin's for the fireworks satellites came up right beside them. So she was in St. Martin's. There's the fireworks, and there's the satellite train.
Awesome.
Oh, look at that.
What a great capture, eh? Well done.
Awesome.
Yeah, good timing there. Thanks, Amanda.
Wow, that's great.
Aaron Talbot sent these ones in. He said, "Not a great picture." He said, "But tonight was my first time seeing the Starlink train." Hey,
you got them.
Still a great picture. You got them. That's right.
You can see the definition between them all. It doesn't just focus.
Yeah, no, you got them.
Yeah,
Yep,
for sure.
That's a great capture.
That's awesome.
They're amazing to watch for sure. Got this one from Tim Libby. Tim says, "Hey, taken at the Bar Road near St. Andrews on my cell phone, on an LG G4 cell phone."
Wow.
Yeah. Nice.
Wow.
ISO 2700, 30-second exposure, he says.
Yes, sir. I have to get my G4 back out of the drawer.
Yeah, there you go. There's a second shot. Nice work, Tim.
Yeah,
Very
well
nice.
done.
Yeah, cell phones are amazing today.
Well
Isn't
done.
it?
Yeah. I'm going to move on here to Jessica Sear. Jessica says, I was looking up at the night sky with my 2 kids and I spotted this flyby. They asked me what it was and I was unable to answer them. However, I knew I could ask someone. I'm following that may have answers. So she said, I hope you can help. So I did mention that it was the Starlink satellites.
UFOs.
Yeah. And she said that my mind was blown seeing something like that. She said we went outside after 10 p.m. and got a chance to see it again. Oh, last night. Such a cool thing to witness. She said that's so cool. And was that all I had for her? I thought I had a video for hers. I did. Just give me a second to try to play it, and I'll go back to it. There's a short video she had of them flying over her house, I guess.
Yes, sir. These are work tight, weren't they?
They were really tight, yeah.
Yeah. Was that Friday night?
Friday night, yeah. Friday night.
Yeah.
Or it was last night, I guess. Well,
Okay.
whenever the fireworks. Well, the fireworks were Friday night, right?
Yep, they had. Yep, Friday night they had fireworks.
Then they had a pass last night, I guess, too, and then one tonight.
Yep.
Yeah, they're starting to spread out now, I think.
Yeah.
But that's awesome.
Awesome. Okay, let's go from there. Thanks, Jessica. We're going to go to Duckman Arsenault next. Duckman got this one at the lightning crack.
Oh, yeah.
There you
That's
go.
awesome.
Yeah. He said this lightning hit in the Douglas Avenue area around 8 p.m. on Tuesday night.
It did.
Sure did. Wow.
That's
I heard
amazing.
it. Good capture. Good timing.
Awesome shot.
I don't know how you guys know that those are going to happen.
You feel a tingle when you're holding that umbrella way up high.
I guess so. Yeah, it must be it.
Yeah.
The antenna, yeah.
Yeah, it's like-
He said he captured this one Wednesday morning around 4 a.m. Mars, the Moon, and Jupiter in line.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, there's
Right
Jupiter,
over Fort
right in
Howe.
there, Moon and Mars. Yeah,
Nice shot.
awesome. And here's another nice shot of the moon he had.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh, that's a beautiful shot. Wow.
Well done.
Yes, sir.
Third quarter and Jupiter and its moons.
Jupiter and its moons.
Sure, beautiful.
Yep.
Just how they look in binoculars right there, or in a small telescope.
Yeah.
It's awesome
Yeah.
to think that those are moons around another world. We're going to move on. Thanks so much for those documents. Okay, now we're moving on to Mary Craig. Mary said, I did it, Chris. Big exclamation mark. And she said these were taken at the Bar Road too in St. Andrews. Now she was using a camera. So
Fantastic shot.
look at that.
Yeah, well done.
Wow. I kind of like them with the clouds kind of in there
I do,
too.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice drama to it, right?
And nice
It does.
scenery there too. Yeah.
Yeah.
They were really popping, yeah. For our area, like that's a pretty impressive show.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Thanks, Mary, for those. Congratulations to you as well. Going to go to Winston now. Winston sent this one in Shubenacadie, Nova Scotia, with a shooting star. Here we go.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the Milky Way right above it.
Yeah.
Excellent. What area?
Nice stuff. Shubenacadie. Yeah.
No, in the sky.
I don't know. It's just Shubenacadie. I don't know.
Oh, the Shubenacadie Sam Milky
Yeah,
Way.
there he is. Yeah.
Signacadie.
We'll go with that. Easy. Okay. And Yvonne Rudiger sent this one in. Starlink. She said I was lucky to capture them all last night as well.
Very done. Very well done.
And then she got this one of the Northern Lights. She said took this one around 1:30 a.m. in Richmond Settlement. So yeah.
Wow. At the bottom of the Big Dipper in there.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
very well done.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Yvonne. Stefan Picard sent this one in. Starlinks last night in Mactaquac.
Yes,
Hey,
sir.
Stefan. Good stuff.
Yes, sir.
Excellent. They're cool to capture, man. No
They
doubt.
are, for sure. And Charlotte Dupuis sent these ones in. Nice and
Well
bright.
done.
Yeah.
And Sam Francis, another set. So a lot of people were
Well,
looking at them. A lot
They
of
were
people got them.
definitely bright.
They were, yeah. And even Clay Buchanan from PEI.
I
They're a
know.
little more exciting than the ISS, aren't they?
They
Yeah.
are, yeah, they are really are,
Like
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It really just it shows you the times that we're in, like in present time.
Yeah.
Look what's going on around us. It's unbelievable.
Was it the three of us that rode at Jim's house that time when we saw them going over?
You and I did.
You
You,
and I
me,
did.
and Jim.
I wasn't there.
Yeah, okay. I was you and I, Jim, Mike, and yeah, we weren't sure what they were. Like, what
That was
is
incredible.
that? Yeah, we had no idea it was the Starlinks, but it was pretty fascinating to watch them the first time for sure. It
Yeah,
always
it
is
was
fascinating.
impressive.
Thanks for those, Clay, and everybody else. Eric Hemsley sent these in.
Yes, sir.
Another one. Got
Yeah.
this last night, he said. So lots of captures of Starlinks. Here we are from Carol Fernette Terrio. She says, here are a few pics of the auroras of July 22nd, 23rd.
Wow.
which I took at Beresford Beach near Bathurst. So
She
Wow.
got them quite nice when you
she
consider the
did.
amount of
Is that
light
the
that she got.
Starlinks in there too, though? What's she got? No, that's a plane going by.
That's an airplane, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, nice.
Nice shot.
And
Oh, look
nice
at
and
that.
bright
Oh,
there
look
too.
at that. Very nice.
And a third one here.
Oh, nice spike.
Mm.
Yeah.
And her fourth one.
Wow.
Well, she captured a lot of good data when you consider how much light pollution is there.
You bet. And you can see her
Beautiful.
there. She is standing there with the tripod.
Yeah, there he is.
Yeah, the light
So
pollution
there's
behind her.
obviously a big
So
light
yeah,
behind.
wow, good stuff,
Well
Carol.
done.
Thanks
Yep.
for those. CN Robichaux sending these ones from Dalhousie,
Yes,
taken
sir.
with an iPhone. Said to the naked eye, it is like a thick greenish haze with dancing peaks. So we could see maybe 1/5 of the pic intensity-wise. I knew they were happening because at home, above the tree line, it was much brighter than usual, almost like backlighting. And the camera captures the pink and more of the glow. So very
Wow.
well done. Thank you for those from Dalhousie. Yeah, cool. Tammy Nicholson sent this one in. She's I'm visiting Fort McMurray. Now there's the ribbon. See.
Yeah.
Right
That's
now,
a
she
ribbon.
said this was my view tonight. First time seeing Aurora Borealis. It was beautiful. Well done,
Yes.
Tammy.
Yeah. That's
Congratulations.
quite different there, eh?
Yeah,
The view that you get.
they're up a lot higher, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. This one came in from Matthew Dupre.
Nice shot.
Look at
Yeah.
Matthew's shots here. So he says, my submissions for the week, a few shots of the Northern Lights and a time-lapse of the Northern Lights taken over 2 hours. My camera settings for the stills and time-lapse were ISO 6400 and 10 seconds exposure. I did a batch edit in Lightroom on all my exposures and used Photoshop to make the time-lapse video. I'm going to show you that in a second here. I was just a 10-minute drive outside of Miramichi.
Right on.
So, and here's his video. Bring it up here.
Wow, look at the movement.
Oh,
Eh?
nice.
I'm going to pause that just for a sec because I know there's a way I can go full screen here. Full screen interface. Is that it? No. Video full screen. There we go. Let's try that again. I'm going to go back from the start. That's where we're seeing full screen. So yeah, he had just a fantastic show.
What were
Wow.
they ever dancing, eh?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Boys, what a show he had.
Lots of pillars there, yeah.
Crazy. They come in waves, eh?
Mm.
Well done.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. Yep.
Yep.
Thank you for those, Matthew.
Great work.
And quit. And one final photo here. I can open that one up. Is it going to let me open it? Open in photos. I think. Yeah, let's bring it down my other screen. This one.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. What's that one?
What part of
Unbelievable.
I don't know where that is. Where is that, Paul?
Well, that's in Cygnus of Swan, and that is what you're looking at. There is the Great Wall in the North American Nebula, and I took about a 2-month hiatus from taking pictures, and I decided to get myself back out because that was sitting up nice and high. This actually sits almost overhead, just after dark. And I thought, you know what? I like to shoot this every year, but this year I tried some different techniques on it, and I'm really pleased with how it came out.
Oh, you
Absolutely.
should be.
Yeah, that's my this year's interpretation of the Cygnus Wall.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, you get some pretty nice. I'm just going to zoom in here, make sure your stars are okay. Yeah, they're okay.
Yeah, I was pretty happy with how the stars turned out in this.
bet
It
you
turned
were.
out very well.
Yeah.
And I used some different coloring on it this year, just so that
Right.
you could see more of the features.
Mm.
Because typically this would be all red, and it's hard to really distinguish the features. So so I did just a little false coloring with it, but kept it with the integrity the way it should be, and you can start to see a lot of the definition.
There's
That's
a
in-
lot of dark nebula in there, man. That's
There's a
incredible.
lot of dark
Yeah,
nebula, yeah.
and that's why I went to this color palette because I want to show that dark nebula because there's so much of it. Because
Oh my
typically between the Pelican and the wall, we just simply see that big black blotch. But if you
Yeah.
look at that black center there, you can see there's a lot more going on.
Oh, the detail in there is incredible.
Dark nebula, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
there's very little sky background in that area at all.
very, very well done, Paul. Amazing.
Awesome, Paul. Awesome. Amazing.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, so I was happy with that, and but it's just it's a great way to study the sky because you can't see that with a telescope.
Right.
But if you do something like that and then bring it and then start looking around all the different areas, it's amazing what you can find and discover in things.
Oh yeah.
You were saying that before about the moon. Like you've taken some really high definition photos of the moon or images, and if you want to learn about the moon, it's a great way to learn about it. Just bring up that image and just start scanning around and panning around parts of the moon, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I've done that a few with your photos actually. Looked around at different parts of the moon using your photos as a help, and it's been amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's a great way to, and you can do a lot of this kind of stuff with electronically assisted astronomy now, which is the live stacking. You know,
Right.
like we talked earlier about all the things we see in the sky and the times that we're in. Well, this is part of it.
That's right.
You know,
Yeah.
technology today just makes astronomy just so much more, easy for people to access.
Oh yeah, that's wonderful capture, buddy. Just amazing. Keep up the great work, bud.
Oh, thanks.
Okay. Well, I guess we're going to go from there to. I should have just mentioned that where we are too, shouldn't I? Well, everybody knows. Send in your photos to my page. I usually get them all there anyway. Send them into SNAS. Yeah. Send them into SNAS at astronomybythebay.ca. It's for the Sunday Night Astronomy Show at gmail.com. Either one. We will take them, accept them at both places, and I usually accept them at other places too. So just love to get your photos. It's been always a pleasure to share all of your captures out there. And how hard you're working at getting those perfect shots. Okay, so in closing tonight, we'd like to thank all of you again for your continued support. I'd like to also thank Rosanna again, of course, for another interesting fun fact segment. Thank you, Rosanna.
Thank you,
really
Rosanna.
Appreciate it every week. We also hope that all of you who joined us from Rogers enjoyed the program. If you would like more information about the wonders of the night sky, you can find me at astronomybythebay.ca. And thank you to all of my YouTube and Facebook, Instagram channel followers as well, who continue to share our broadcasts with your family and friends, such as our friend Sean there at NB Storm and Weather Center, Trudy, who's been on here, said she's not going to make you any treats for Mount Carlton, I guess, Paul. You're out. And others, and we really appreciate it. Remember, too, we do love getting your photos, so send them into SNAS at Astronomy by the Bay or Sunday Night Astronomy Show at gmail.com, and we'll be happy to include them on our next broadcast. Also looking for suggestions for topics for future shows. I say that every week, and we're still looking for ideas. We want to help you learn. We want to help you learn astronomy, learn the equipment, learn the night sky. Give us some ideas. We'll be happy to try to pursue them. So send them into the same page, please. And please let your friends and family know, too, that we are here every Sunday night at 8 p.m. on YouTube and Facebook to edutain you on astronomy and the wonders of the night sky. So for now, then, from Mike and Paul and I, wish you a safe week and happy week, everybody. Thanks for being patient with us earlier this evening. Lots and lots of clear skies, too. And as we like to say, guys, open your eyes to view the skies and keep your scopes pointed up.
No.
Good night, everyone.